Welcome back, everybody, to Sanity Lost, a podcast where everyone's sleepy.
I mean, that's not new for me, at least. That's my life. But yes, I am sleepy.
But thankfully, this week, Elizabeth is finally off her drugs. So now we'll get a full picture of Adele.
What drugs?
Someone like you.
I want to know what drugs I've been taking.
Nothing but the best. Anyway. I don't know. That joke now distracted me from whatever I was about to talk about. And
self-distraction, amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like that is most of his distraction, right?
Fair.
Hey, you guys were talking about greasy people from the olden times leaving their fingerprints on walls. And then people are like, ooh, ghosts. It's like, no, lack of soap.
I don't know. There has to be something. Well, okay, so back up. Anyone who's interested, go and research the ghostly handprint in the Jim Thorpe jail. That's what we were talking about. It's not
That's
really
what they were talking about.
Ghostly. And we were having a good time talking about it.
Yeah, and then I dropped a meme.
You did. Because you weren't actually paying attention to what we were talking about.
I was half listening.
So what's our topic of conversation?
There's, I don't know. I was thinking about a bunch of different things. Like, my brain has been in a fog today. Like, okay, here's a good thing, and it makes me laugh because I think almost a year ago we were talking about something similar, and I made a joke to John. I was like, "Did you imagine when we met the first time that we would be talking about kitchen things?" So my what's it called? Skillet? It's not a skillet. It's one of those pan things that you get from the store and cook stuff in. I don't know what it's not a skillet, but it's not a pot. It's something in between.
It's in the skillet or pan or frying pan category.
Skillet's
close enough.
Yeah, and sure, it's got the stupid non-stick John.
Uh-huh.
And not yesterday, on Sunday I went to go cook, and I'm like, here we go. And I looked, and I was like, wow, it's coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You need to throw that away right now or you're going to get cancer. Right now. Go throw it away.
Well, I don't want you to have 5 more dishes with it. And I just figured I beat the odds. No, it's sitting over there. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to kill myself with this.
No, that's rough.
And then I couldn't remember why, but I found like the first skillet that I've ever owned, aka the one my parents got me for Christmas. And I'm like, I don't remember why I set this aside. And I was like looking at it and I was like, I don't see anything wrong with it. And so I used it and everything turned out fine.
Was it that when you got it, you just didn't know how to use it?
No, I think there was something got stuck to the bottom of it, or one of the burners that I was cooking on didn't get cleaned, and so when I would put it on there, smoke came out, and I was like,
oh, yeah.
Care. So
yeah.
This pan is broken. It's making smoke.
Yep.
Well, this is before I was cooking regularly, so like the height of my cooking was, yeah, I'll defrost that in a microwave and hope for the best. And now I know how to feed myself.
I was going to say, now you like cook all the time. Look at that.
Yeah. There's it always gets me slightly frustrated, but there's always these memes that I see where I don't see them. I haven't seen them recently, but it's like every once in a while I'll get like a string of them where it's just like this mom standing next to like her toddler or 5-year-old son is just like teaching my son how to cook so that way you like dirty woman won't steal him away with grilled cheese and stuff. And I'm like,
wow.
cooking's not that hard. And why are you already causing trouble with the person that you're? It's like you don't even know if that kid's straight.
Although don't say that to them or they'll be very unhappy.
I don't say anything to him. But I have found out that TikTok somehow found out that I was single, and now there's like loads of like, well, here's relationships and how to. I was like, I don't care. Why are you sending me this? Send me back to the cooking stuff. It's not a lot, but every once in a while it'll just be a string of them, and I'm like, cool. I'm glad that all these people are lonely. Sucks to be them. Guess who isn't? Me, because I'm awesome. The other thing I'm just being self-conscious about is what was the last episode or the first episode? I edited it, and we talked for like 20 minutes about the airport.
We sure did.
So I'm like, okay, let's try to keep it in a little bit close. So, fun banter topic. If you were stuck in a town, what town would you want to be stuck in?
Ooh.
Small, medium, large.
Oh, I was ready to like name a town.
Okay, name a town. 10, 9.
Jim Thorpe,
So,
actually.
When you say
That one's off the list.
when you say
Gettysburg is nice.
when you say stuck, is it because of some like
I don't have a hand in you
Tokyo.
being stuck. It's
Tokyo.
like travel related. This would have
Okay.
been a lot better question 2 episodes ago, but if anyone has a
When
problem
you were
with it,
stuck in-
shut your lips. But yeah, it's not like whether it's travel or yeah, we'll just say travel. It's not like I personally had any ill intent of getting you stuck in there, which
so it's not like zombie apocalypse and you can't leave the town or
no,
like
that is a
quarantine
completely different. Yeah, no, not
That would be a
quarantine,
very
really.
different choice of where I'd want to be.
Yeah,
Well, that's going
China.
to that's certainly going to change where I want to be at.
Hey, Elizabeth, you had like 8 answers. What is yours?
Okay, so I guess if we're going small, medium, large, I would probably say small to medium. Like I need someplace that's walkable, but like has options like food.
If you have a place in mind, say it.
Well, I really do like Jim Thorpe and Gettysburg and oh gosh, Sean, what is that
Surprised
name
you're
of the
not
place that
saying any of the Indiana places.
Well, she doesn't want to dox herself yet.
I don't know if I would want to like
Pre-doxing?
be stuck there. I
Yeah.
guess I'm thinking about this more in like a vacation stuck somewhere. Like going to Indiana feels like living there. And I don't know. Like that feels like a different question.
I mean, I
With
would rather be
being,
stuck somewhere that I would consider living than like
Yeah,
I'd
how long
rather
are
be
we
living
stuck
in-
here?
In most parts, a baker's dozen.
Forever.
because like Jim
13 weeks.
Jim Thorpe's fun, but like the people are a little crazy there. It's like I don't know that I
Jim
would wanna
Thorpe's
be
really
like,
only
Whoa!
fun for
Stop
like a
giving
weekend.
spoilers for my story. Nah, it's we'll say a couple days to at least 2 weeks. We'll say that's the length of time that you're stuck. You're unsure whether it could be whatever the reason is.
Okay.
You're waiting for gas to come to your electric car. I don't know.
Yeah, it's to come to your electric car.
I still go with Tokyo, and I may be
That's a big
Stuck.
city.
a lot longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why are you going to jail like all the other streamers?
No, I just if I go to Tokyo, I don't know that I'd want to come back.
He's just gonna
Oh,
live
it's-
there. Yeah, you guys, that's so interesting. You guys are thinking about it more about like living somewhere, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on vacation. Where do I want to go on vacation?
Well, I mean, I'd love to go on vacation to Tokyo as well, but if I was going to be stuck somewhere, then
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's a few reasons for that. One, not the least of those, is that there is Disney Tokyo Sea, so basically Disneyland.
You want to watch Waterworld?
Tokyo Disneyland. So yeah, that is definitely on the radar for why I would choose Tokyo.
Nice. Nice.
But also, just Japan is an interesting country to me.
What would yours be, John?
I I mean, I'd probably do like small to medium as well. And probably one of the towns out in Indiana that we're at. So
Like one of the big ones or the small ones?
No, like either like Carmel or one of the surrounding towns.
Yeah.
Just because they have lots of good food options. Like,
Yeah.
you could stay in if you wanted.
I was gonna say Carmel would be a good one to
towns.
get like stuck in, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of options.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's partially why I'm thinking big city as well, is you got tons of options for everything at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Dave?
I would just stay home. Nah. The first thing that came to my mind was the LAX airport.
Why?
I was in there for 15 hours, and that was way better than the 27 I spent in the Pensacola one.
I mean, that's fair. LAX is a better airport than Pensacola.
I found out where the
significantly
international
larger.
section is.
Yeah.
Look, if you guys are stuck in the LAX airport for a while, you want to go to Terminal B, because Terminal B is where the international airport section is, where they actually clean the bathrooms, at least when I went there years ago. And it's also where all the good restaurants are.
I mean,
and then if you walk down far enough, they start talking to you in a different language. So, because that's where Japan Air and everything is.
Interesting.
If you want airports to be stuck in, LAX, JFK, Atlanta Hartsfield, and DFW are probably your best bets. The top four that I would say for airports to be stuck in. Mm-hmm. Those are going to be those are some of the biggest in the U.S. that have the most traffic and have a ton of options for everything.
Yeah, but I think if I was stuck in a town, I don't really know. Like, that's the benefit of streaming, where it's just like I have friends all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I would at least be able to hang out with them for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Mainly because I think it would be funny. I'm going to say Vegas. I've never been there.
Gosh.
So I don't know what it's like.
Nope. So it would depend on where you had to stay in Vegas. I think if you had to stay in a hotel there, it would be
expensive.
Brutal. Like, yeah, brutal. If you had a place where you could go back and like make it dark and not hear anything, you probably could survive. But like, John and I were there for 48 hours total, and we were like, "We're done. I'm out."
How close to the Strip, though? How close to Vegas?
We were on the Strip. On the Strip.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to live in the Dome.
So if you go
you two off and watch, yeah.
If you basically go about 2 to 3 blocks away from the main Vegas Strip, it's not nearly as noisy and
that's
what
busy. Oh, for sure.
It's a massive difference.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't smell like smoke and alcohol
and sweat.
I mean, you have to get further away to really get away from all of that, because it travels a ways. But as long as you're not on the Strip, then
that was the thing.
Hotel options are less expensive and
I mean, we didn't pay for it, which was nice, and we were there only as a like stopover to then go hiking. But it was intense.
Yeah. Being real though, I wouldn't go to Vegas unless I had a group of friends going.
I know. Dave, you would be so over Vegas so fast.
I'm done.
Can you imagine the picture girls targeting Dave?
Oh my gosh, that would be so uncomfortable. I don't want to watch that happen.
I don't know I'm gonna Google picture girl.
I mean, that's not their name. So basically, you've got
Vegas picture girl.
That actually might bring it up.
It might.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bunch of girls in front of the traditional Las Vegas sign.
Are they in like like headdresses and
Oh, well, when I click this link of street performers and entertainers,
there you
There
go.
you
Yeah,
go.
that's what you want.
that's a big fake blunt that one's holding.
No, yeah, you get like you basically have like scam groups who dress up like the what are they called? The girls that like high kick.
Yeah.
Rockettes.
Oh gosh.
Kind of like Rockettes.
Well, they're not Rockettes.
They're not really. But like the really
The Mumpers?
fancy Vegas dancers,
The Muppets.
they'll kind of like
Yes,
dress
the
up as
Muppets.
like Walmart brand
Mummers,
versions
that's what I
of
was looking
those.
for.
And then they'll like target like
Dudes.
single dudes or groups
Yeah.
of guys and be like, "Oh, do you want to get a pit?" Like they'll basically like
And they're like wearing no clothes.
yeah,
Like
they'll
no
like
clothes.
super pressure them to take a picture, and then like right at the last minute they'll be like, "Oh, you know it's $20, right?" And
Yeah.
then like,
It's
what are
like-
you gonna do? Be like, no, and so they like scan you out of
Yes.
$20.
Yeah,
Exactly. I
actually.
would.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
Dave would, which is why it would be so uncomfortable.
The problem is they wouldn't get that far. They'd be like, "Can you take pictures?" No.
Yeah.
Go take
Dave
your
would
own
just
picture.
keep walking.
No. No, I can't.
In reality,
When we
I-
were
I-
there, Elizabeth was running defense for me. She was just like rotating around me to create like a physical buffer.
There was no way. I was like, we are not getting stopped by these people. This is too uncomfortable. I can't handle it.
in reality, though, I think if I was gonna be stuck in a place, I would probably want to be stuck. I don't know, somewhere where I cook a bunch of the food that I make. So like somewhere Vietnam would be a cool place. I know that's like
someplace that you have access to like local.
food or like
Ingredients.
some
Yeah.
part in
Yeah,
Thailand. But Egypt is also really cool. But anyway, that's a completely different conversation because guess what? You guys, sure, we'll play this song because I think you guys are still in the bar eating your foods. I don't remember exactly what you guys were doing.
Yeah, well,
I think
we
we
had
just
ordered, I
paid
think.
and yeah, we just paid. I think we already had our food.
we got our
we just-
food because I think it was
Yeah.
just given to us because the bartender handed.
Yes, it handed you the note.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to
Oh
role
no,
play
it was
chewing.
the receipt.
it was the
Yeah, I got
Yes,
the
I
receipt,
do
so-
want to do that. I do want to role play eating
Yeah,
Okay.
can we role play
Fine.
whether like we choke on our food or not?
sandwich.
I will
And
kill
what did
your
I get?
characters.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Actually-
have an eating skill.
roll
It would be the
natural
most
world.
appropriate thing if John critically failed choking and died because that is his real life.
Yeah, I apparently have a lot
let's
of
see.
food allergies in my adult life that
Make
like
him
to
choke.
sneak up on me.
Surprise! sucker.
You will die.
Yeah, roll natural world to see if you can eat
Yeah.
successfully.
See if you can eat.
Psychoanalysis.
Okay, food, get in my belly.
Please.
I will
But
will it
anyway,
into
you
beer.
guys got a note of saying, hey, Molly McGuire's is a place where people meet. And you might be able to find more information there.
You said specifically someone there can help, so we're looking for an individual person.
So someone that, potentially someone there can help. And, but scrawled on the bottom, like, that looked like it was erased and then rewritten, erased, rewritten, before finally they committed, saying, don't go out past 9.
Yeah, don't
So
stay out
right
past
now,
nine, is what I
don't
have
stay out
written down.
past 9.
Yeah,
Mhm.
me too.
And so, just to give you guys a time thing, I think you guys came in within the afternoon, I believe.
Yeah, it was late
midday.
afternoon. I think we went up to the room probably like 4 and then came down for a slightly early dinner.
Yeah. So you guys, that sounds about right. So we'll say if you guys are just eating leisurely, it's I'm glad that the repeat section of the song on VLC turned off. I was like, what is happening here? I think that's the right setting. I'll find out in a sec. So you know that right now, that Molly Maguire's is open. But you guys also have, well, I'll say it's 5 o'clock when you guys finish eating. Unless you guys are going to eat fast, then we'll say 4:30.
5 is
I
fine.
think 5 is probably around. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that seems about right. So I think David's going to suggest that we take a quick drive over to the parking area, or near the parking area by the at the end of the trail, just to kind of do a quick early scout and see what we can see from there, and would not be showing the note or sharing the information from the receipt beyond just letting the others know that he got something until they were in the car, just because I think David sees his car as basically a relatively safe sanctuary-ish type of zone where information can be shared without worrying about potentially outside ears.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna take a drive first.
Yeah, I think taking a drive over there, we can. I've got some binoculars in the back. We can take a quick look and see if we can spot anything of the trail or where they might be setting this stuff up.
And this was just to this is Elizabeth. This is the trail that is being guarded, correct? Like this is the same one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
They never said exactly where. Yeah, some point, but.
Right. But yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure they were the same thing.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
David's idea is to not go all the way to this parking area necessarily, but just in the general vicinity to kind of get an idea if
So kind of mark
if
where
the
it
parking
is.
area might be being watched, or
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
kind
you wanna
of
scope it out
just do a little bit of a browse around town, get a little bit of an idea of lay of the land and where things might be guarded or otherwise, and also have an opportunity to chat with the group.
That works for me. So I guess we finish eating and then head out to the car.
Yep. Well, we're no longer in the restaurant, so move back to this music.
Now we need intense driving music.
Scary driving music.
It's tense driving music.
This is
I also don't remember the song that I found that I was playing earlier, and I was like, this one sounds fine. Does anybody have a spot hidden over 60?
I believe so. Yes.
I don't think.
David's is 78.
Yeah, no, mine's not.
This this won't make sense for your character. Does if Adele doesn't have it, does August have a
What is it?
Do you
spot hidden?
Spot
Over
hidden? Yeah,
60.
Yeah. Yep, I've
Over
got
60?
85.
Jeez.
Alright. So as you guys are walking out, you maybe are looking up and down the street, and you look down away from the parking where there's another hotel that is in better shape than yours, the Y. And you notice that that older woman that was on the train just stepping inside.
August kind of nudges Deli and is like, "Oh, hey, look, that woman with the book that you were bothering is in that hotel over there."
Deli kind of quick turns around and I guess catches this back of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, maybe."
August cuts in and says, "No, stop bothering her."
I don't know. Maybe I can make her my friend.
We're not here to make friends.
Listen, I just got a weird feeling about her.
which is all the
Well-
more reason we should just let her go about her life.
I mean, like David here, it's like, I mean, it's possible that maybe she might have something to do with what's going on, but we have other things to do right now. We may run into her later, but let's go for a drive.
We get more information.
Deli,
I also want to just say I think I described her wrong in the first episode when I was thinking back about it.
okay.
This person, like, I think I made her sound like ancient, but yeah, looking at her, she would probably be like mid to upper 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is how I kind of pictured her, because you
Okay.
talked about her having like an adult son.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah,
Deli
that's-
does that thing where, like, you know, like when you're like, you know that you have to like walk away from something, you're not quite ready to like leave. She like hesitates or lingers, I guess is a better word, just like staring at the hotel before she kind of like slowly turns around, and in my like mind's eye, like the guys have like started walking forward, so she like runs to catch up, but like you could probably tell that she's like doing some thinking, and like, yeah, just kind of like pondering a little bit.
All right, so you're going to go
To the car.
to the car. What kind of car is it?
I have no idea what David's driving at this point. Not so, it wouldn't be new or anything, but it would be, I don't know, kind of like a nondescript sedan. Nothing
Yugo's.
particularly noticeable about it. Just the sort of car that just sort of blends in. Not like the big black Cadillac that you might expect from like Secret Service-y sorts
It's a
of things. but-
DeLorean,
Yes, totally a DeLorean.
We have a Corvette.
a Lamborghini Countach. I
Like, so-
typed in cool cars from the 80s, or basic cars, and they're all like, here's cool cars. I'm like, what was your everyday car?
Yeah, it's like not new, not run down, not like
A Honda Accord
I was
compact.
gonna say the Hondas have been
The
around
Honda
forever.
Accord
Yeah.
compact hatchback.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They existed in 1976 through when I was born.
There you
And
go.
then they're like, no, there's two cool things in the world now, so get rid of one.
yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm realizing I do like a lot of, like, they got the big muscle cars, which I was never a big fan of, but these like silly looking like hatchback things that look like they're gonna explode if you go over 80. I'm like, I dig it. Like the Dodge Omni,
Oh god.
Yeah,
All right, so we're all climbing into a like
the
beat
Buick
up
Grand
black
National.
Honda.
It's like-
Although
It's not like beat up or anything. It's just very nondescript.
Okay,
Like David. So David is a private investigator when he's not doing SSD missions and doesn't want to be noticed. Doesn't want to have something that stands out when
Yeah.
he's just sitting somewhere.
You guys are gonna
It's
hear my
just a
computer
car
go
that
off.
blends in.
There you go. There's
it
your
just,
car. The wood
It-
paneling.
Yeah, at that particular time, that probably would be about
Yeah.
as nondescript as it gets.
actually a station wagon is the way to go. I think.
Wait, you're a private investigator. You're getting an Oldsmobile Cutlass.
Oh
That
my
looks
God.
like. Oh wait, never mind. They came out way after this. We were doing.
Okay, or is it a station wagon then? Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I
Two
mean
ones.
that'll be fine.
Okay.
That is sufficiently nondescript that it would be quite suitable for his purposes.
That was a long time for us to figure out what type of car we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
Okay, we're piling into a station wagon.
Yeah. Then you see the wood paneling and all that stuff, and as he kind of just drives down the road. And so, are you going kind of directly down Main Street to Leisure Lane, or are you kind of just getting a?
Yeah, I think initially I would probably just head down Main Street and like probably about halfway down Leisure Lane and kind of see if there's anything that stands out about the parking area. If there's like anybody that looks like they're standing around watching it or anything like that. And if there's no signs of observation of the parking area, then maybe go all the way down and park and just take a look at the area.
When you guys are going down there, it's like the houses start becoming more stretched, like between, like, you get past the crammed historical section, or at least what will become the historical section of Jim Thorpe, and more into the residential, as the houses are kind of stretching out a little bit more. And I'm also sitting here thinking of like how you mentioned the church is there, and I remember the lookout, you can see the church, and I'm wondering if it's actually in this area.
Hold on,
This
I can't. What are you seeing?
It's like a
this
mountain,
overlook,
mountain
if
ridge.
because the overlook isn't actually on the. There's so for people who are listening, there's like a famous overlook, and for some reason my brain just didn't think to find where it is. But we can say it starts there, and maybe there's a trail that comes through, because it is a pretty decent walk from what I've been a hike to get there. So maybe there's a couple different trails there that you can see that go up in there. We'll just say one of them leads to the lookout, and it's labeled. But as you're pulling up there, you see two pretty decent sized buses that are just parked there. School buses.
Interesting.
They're backed in, kind of just resting there, but
Is there any sign of
overall-
drivers or anything like that around them, or they're just parked?
No, they're just parked. They definitely look. If you've seen cars that have been like driving for a while, how they're just kind of dusty and stuff. They kind of have, they look like they haven't been washed in a while, but they don't have like wording on there that says that they belong to Jim Thorpe and they're part of like a school, like a field trip. There's nothing on there that shows that they are from Jim Thorpe. It's just looks like a yellow bus that two yellow buses that have been there. The windows have kind of just sheets that they're able to fold, not sheets, but drapes.
Like curtains on the windows?
There we go. That was the word. I'm like, what
Okay.
is the word?
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah, curtains over the windows and stuff. Just they're not like blackout curtains, but it's more from what you guys can assume, something just to keep the sun out, and while whoever owns these cars are driving.
They're empty,
From what you can see.
from what we can see. Okay. And I'm sorry, I was looking up the trailhead. This is at the parking lot of the trail, or they're just on the side of the road?
They're at the
I-
parking lot.
They're at the
parking lot at
okay.
the end of Leisure Lane.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think seeing that these vehicles seem to be completely unattended, nobody seems to be around David Park, and we could kind of scout around the area just a little bit, kind of stretch and basically look at as a kind of put on the pretense that we're just kind of looking at the trails and planning on hiking tomorrow, just somewhere in this general area type of a thing, if anybody was to be observing. But looking for where the trail, where that trail kind of would go, and any spots along the trail that we can see from there that might be where they're checking or kind of guarding the trail.
Yeah, you don't, like, just looking around, you don't see anybody. But yeah,
Has David parked? I'm assuming.
no, he just jumped
Yeah.
out.
Okay, all right. We're
We
actually
can-
getting out.
The
I wasn't
car
sure
is
if we were
parked
like
at the,
getting out of the car. Okay, all right. So we're getting out of the car.
Yeah, so we can look around and on the way over to the parking area, I would have talked about the pub later on this evening and stuff like that as well, just for
Yeah.
clarity's
Okay.
sake. But just the parking so we can take a look around and let's see.
Deli's
let's do
gonna
a
look
spot
for the
picking.
actual trailhead because it's not always like, directly at the parking lot. So she's gonna look for the trailhead or the like a map. If there's like a, state park sign with a map or whatever.
Mhm.
Do you need me to roll
There's-
for that?
No, there's a like a little plaque billboard thing that's just like, here's the trailheads, and
Okay.
you're easily able to find the one that leads to Lookout.
Okay. So it's all clearly marked. And at the beginning of the trailhead, we're not like seeing anyone or hearing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
David,
Are there any-
something?
Are there any signs of like somebody setting up any kind of checkpoints or anything like that David could see with a 37 under 78?
Not from what you can tell from this location. If it's on the trail, you're gonna have to go on the trail, but it doesn't look like there's anything that nobody's setting anything up.
And would there be any signs of
Activity?
assuming that this is I'm assuming that this is
footprints and
probably
stuff?
a relatively not heavily
there's
but
tons,
regularly
yeah.
trafficked trail.
There's
so.
a lot of fresh footprints on one trail, which is the one that you want to go on.
Okay.
What's
So-
August doing?
Actually, I was gonna say August is before we kind of like set off. He's like, guys, we should come up with a cover story for why we're out here. Like, we run into anybody, we need to give them a good reason why we're poking around out here.
I mean,
we're in-
hiking.
We're in town to hike, and we're just checking out the trailheads and seeing what the making sure we had a spot to park and everything else. So, I mean, it seems
Right.
perfectly reasonable to come out and
The
scout
night
where you're
before.
gonna go.
Do you have a better cover story?
No, I think that's good. I think we just need to have something ready instead of looking at each other in the moment trying to figure something out.
Oh,
We've been
he told me
doing
to be
this
here.
for a long time. We
He
know
told me
what
to be
we're
here. It's
doing.
fine.
Listen, I'm just remembering how the last time we were all together went, so I would like things to have a little bit more control.
Oh my gosh, will you ever get over that?
No.
We were young. We've
I
so
almost
much more
went into a
experience now.
door in the floor to a
That was
clown
your fault.
portal.
I told you not to do that. Multiple times.
Not my fault.
Multiple times told you not to do that.
Not my fault. Alright, can we go?
So I
Yeah,
think
so
David's- I think David, seeing that there's not really anything with that they're really concerned with on the trails, would also kind of walk over towards these buses and kind of feel around the engine compartment, see if they feel like they're warm or anything like that, to get an idea of when they might have, if they've been there for a little while or if they kind of just arrived.
No, they've been there for a while. Like, you can feel that the engine block is cold and, like, at least cool. It's not burning red.
Not
Or,
hot
like,
enough where I can feel the heat
Yeah.
through the. Because obviously I'm not going to just like start opening it up to see if it. Let's see if this thing is recently used.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's been sitting there for a little while.
Deli looks at David and she's like, yeah, I think I agree with August here. I don't know that there's much else we can get until tomorrow, and I'm really curious about what we can find at this pub.
Yeah, I think we definitely want to be cautious with the pub, but let's head back to the hotel and we can walk over to the pub.
Okay, so we're gonna drive
Sounds
back
good.
to Jim Thorpe.
And I might take like a slight detour through the north side of town just to, like the North Street and back, just to see if there's anything interesting that
The
kind
only
of
way that you can do
catches the
that,
eye on that side.
the way that the town is set up, is you have to drive up and then drive back down. There's not really a pass through anywhere.
Well, I mean, we're already on the like Leisure Lane Main Street side, so kind of looping around through the north side of town seems like it would make sense too.
Well,
I don't know where we
like, are you talking about going like South Avenue or?
Well, there's
think
like
he was saying
there's like north. We're on Main Street, so like the inn is on Broadway. I'm thinking like on North Street, like
pretty
up
much
here.
going down North Street and making a loop.
Oh, I see.
Just
I see.
getting
Kind of
that
get familiar
over
with
there
town and-
is all residential.
yeah, just
like-
kind of get a little bit of familiarity with the town and
Yeah, so that's gonna be all of the like neighborhoods over there. Where we are is the like actual shops, and then North Street is all like actual neighborhoods.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Like you said,
Okay. Yeah.
it's always good to have an idea of the lay of the land before fighting a monster at some weird.
So that's where all the normal people live. We should try to avoid that so we don't murder them all when we're in our chase sequence. Don't go to North Street.
But yeah, that's pretty much what you see as you kind of look down there. There's a lot of residential areas. I mean, maybe like a corner shop every once in a while, but it's or like a I don't know. This is me just
I think there's a church back there too.
yeah, a church, maybe a grocery store, but it's
Yeah.
but yeah, it's very much like the small town collects there, and it's pretty quiet. We said it's what is it? March,
April.
April, May. Yeah, so April and around this time, yeah, you actually see maybe like a school bus going through and dropping off some kids, and which makes your trip a little bit. Well, it would have been around 5. Well, maybe there was some late school stuff. Who knows? Dropping off all the night class people. No. Not well. They said it was
All the
around
kids
5.
with detention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detention and like extracurricular activities and stuff. They're just dropping them off, and but yeah, you see a couple of kids like riding bikes and everything. Yeah, and so you make it back to the inn, and you're gonna go over to McGuire's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the plan would be to get there like just before 7, like just a couple minutes before 7, so we're not like sitting around being too obvious or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully spot the mystery person that we're supposed to meet.
We're like coming in for a nightcap since we already ate dinner.
Mm-hmm. I'm like looking through all my songs, and I'm like, I don't think I have a good Irish pub song. What's this one? Nope.
Whoa!
Told ya. All it is clown music and other things. I think that's
Clown
another clown
music
song.
and scary atmospheric.
There you go.
You just need like bagpipes.
Yeah.
the bard song. That's what we need.
Oh man. So yeah, you come in, and it's like definitely a relaxing. There's definitely a handful of people there, and yeah. So you got someone who's just at there that's like a young someone that would be equivalent of like a college age student. It's just like, okay, well, let me show to your seats, and brings you over, hands you some menus, and he's like, okay, here we go. Yeah, if you guys need anything, if you guys want to eat anything, just let us know. Excuse me, but yeah, we'll be right with you in a second.
Thank you.
In the chat, there's the menu for Molly Maguire's that's been sitting on my computer for a week.
I'm so excited.
Did
Wait, are we eating again? We just ate.
If you want,
I want
no, but she just
pierogies.
handed
Get
you the
something.
menu, and it's like I'm making myself hungry looking at this. But if I'm just saying, there's, I'm just gonna say that the fiction of this world is gonna use the 2024 menu because it would be funny, and I found it.
Would
So-
I have any information about how to contact this person? Would anything like that be included on the message that the bartender gave me?
I don't. They just said they could. The bartender didn't seem to know a ton of who could be there, but they said, hey, they made it sound like it would be obvious who you would be meeting. So.
So as like the host walks away, like Deli is like, kind of talking to herself. She's like, I'm not hungry. I'm not gonna need this. And then she like turns it over and sees pierogies is like at the top of the list, and she's like, pierogies. I need to have those. And she like nudges August. She's like, will you split pierogies with me? You know I can't eat all of them, but I have to have them.
This literally sounds like you guys out.
Yeah,
Normally.
we literally ordered those pierogies when we were there, so.
No, this sounds like a conversation that Elizabeth's like, I'm not very hungry. John, I want this. Let's split it.
I don't know.
We're
Elizabeth's
splitting
pretty
this.
good about ordering what she wants.
I've learned a long time ago that John hates splitting food. So if I want something, I'll just order it for myself and then take leftovers home. So no, we don't often split because 8 years
We
ago
trade, we try things, but yes,
we will not
rarely
split.
Yes.
Johnny doesn't share his fries.
If you want your fries, get your own fries.
Nice.
But yes, in this case, I will absolutely split pierogies because I want pierogies too.
All right.
Yeah, so Deli is gonna kind of like do a quick scan and like turns back to David. She's like, do you know what we're looking for? Like under her breath quietly.
Not yet. And David's gonna kind of scan the bar and the people inside and see if there's anybody that kind of stands out as potentially being the person he needs to talk to.
Nothing's really standing out, but if you want to give a listen, if anyone wants to give a listen check.
Let's see.
Sure.
Of course, the one time I want it to go good, that's a 78 over 54.
Let's see. 40. Oh, okay. That's a 46 under 47. Just barely.
And I'm 52 over 26.
Alright. It sounds like August and David, they're about to listen, and then all of a sudden I was about to be like, hey, top of the morning to you. But I'm not. Because I will not be able to keep it up.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, so this your waiter comes over and he's just like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, like, and is taking your order. But Adele, you hear like someone, some of the bar staff, and it's just like kind of mumble, okay, we got like 10 minutes until they all come in. And the other one's like, yep, if it's like clockwork, from the mountains into the bar, right? Yeah.
Without saying anything, Adele like just kind of like quickly is like, I'll be right back. And then she walks up to the bar. And kind of like stands there like she's like, gonna signal to the bartender that she wants a drink.
And they pull out a gun and shoot you.
Game over.
It's like, yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. Can I get just a gin and tonic tonight?
All right. ID? I don't know if they did IDs in the 80s.
I doubt
Probably
it.
not. But it sounds fun.
She like pulls out.
I'm just messing with you. You look old.
Wow.
You look above the age of 12.
You're a real charmer over here. Is that how you talk to all your lady customers?
Yep.
It seems kind of quiet for evening rush. Do you guys get more people in?
Well, yep, just if you wait a couple minutes, we're just gonna get a... It's gonna be packed. It's good you guys got in when you did, and hope you guys get your orders in, because when they come in, you ain't getting anything for at least an hour or two.
Oh, gosh. Who... that feels like a lot of people for this small town. Who are they?
Some weirdos visiting. They're up in the... They're some real nature lovers. They're just constantly going up. I don't know. Some people say it's some revival meeting. Some people say it's some hippies. I personally don't care. They give me money, and I get to go home richer than I do most days. So,
Well, I guess it works
as long
out
as
well
they don't
for
cause
you.
trouble. Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. And they don't cause trouble. So.
Well, this is, it makes me a little curious. We're in town to do some hiking. If they're really nature lovers, then I wonder if they could give me some good tips for the mountains.
Yeah, just make sure you're not on the same trail as they are, because we've had some reports that, I don't know, the trails are open to anybody, but for some reason they're...
Oh, so they're not
being
friendly?
a little stingy. I wouldn't say friendly, but it's like you need to know the password and stuff, but I don't know. It's definitely not the most friendly group if you don't know the ins and outs, but hey, they pay well.
Well, in your job, I'm sure that's all you can ask for, right?
In this economy, I don't know how the economy was in the 80s.
Better than it is now.
Better than the 70s, probably.
And better than now. So she like takes the drink and puts money down and like tips him really well. And she's like, well, thanks for the heads up. We'll definitely... She like holds up her drink. She's like, I'll be nursing this one so I don't have to fight them for another.
Trust me, you don't want to. But anyway, thank you for business.
Yeah. And she like walks back to the table, sits down with her drink that she then like slides over to August because she didn't want it.
August
She's
like
like-
confusedly looks at her and he's like, "What's this?"
Like, I got
Just
you-
like
I
your
got
drink, bro.
He looks at it suspiciously and is like, "What's in it?"
It's just a gin and tonic. You like those?
He picks it up and slowly sips it, but still looks very distrusting at her.
So she
Roll
like
Constitution saving throw. No.
she like leaves
Great. Now I
it.
gotta carry August back to the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, so she like leans in a little bit and she's like, the bar staff are bracing. It sounds like our band of forest dwellers are going to be here in about 10 minutes. They come here after they spend the day up in the mountains on the trail.
Well, I guess that makes sense. So I wonder if one of them might be separate enough where we can talk to them and get some information from them.
I think we have to play our cards real close to our chest, because if they figure us out now, there's no shot that we can get by on the trail tomorrow.
We could perhaps play like maybe we are from a different part of the group and just didn't get the information in time.
We don't know anything really about what this group is. That feels risky.
Yeah, as far
I mean-
as you know, we don't even know if they have like a special culty uniform. Like if we show up and we're not wearing the special clothes, we're gonna stand out.
I guess maybe we'll know more when they get here, and we can listen into for at least for a little while on what they're saying. I mean,
What
we've
if
worked
what if we wait for them to come and maybe like follow them back out, but you know, sneaky like, and just kind of recon the.
I mean, they're
you
probably. We know at least some of them are staying in the same hotel we are.
I'll just get one of
They-
them drunk.
The hotel manager told us that they at least one of them was that there's some of them staying there. With
Maybe
not
we
so
can
many
try and
words.
break into one of their rooms.
And we'd have to figure out which rooms they're in, and they're probably not going to leave anything of interest. But
Maybe.
At that moment, you hear buses stopping like the like outside, and then you hear from the barn, "All right, prepare your butts." As shortly after, the stream of just people come in. It's probably close to like 40 people coming in at once, and they all just kind of cram around different tables in the bars and all that stuff. As they're all sitting there ordering and everything, and your waiter comes back with your pierogies. I don't know if David ordered anything.
David would have gotten a Guinness and maybe I was thinking maybe the bruschetta, but Guinness is the
Yeah.
important part for this purpose.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we only have Yingling.
It's on the draft. It's an Irish.
It's an Irish pub. I was
Nope.
gonna say, come on.
No, they
It's an
ran
Irish
out.
pub. If they didn't have Guinness, they'd be.
We're in trouble.
It'd be a sorry
We drank
pub.
it all. Nah, yeah, they have that, and they bring everything out, and they're just like, hey, or like he's like, hey, well, here you go, and yeah, enjoy the night, and if you need anything, I hope you're willing to wait. Just let me know.
Good
And
luck.
Hey, real quick, can you tell us anything about this group?
They pay well,
Like,
and
They
I gotta
better.
go. Like you can tell, like
He's like stressed already.
he's already like, oh my gosh. But
Okay, what are we noticing about these people? Like,
They
what are
all-
they dressed like? What are their ages? What is their vibe? I need a vibe check, please.
they're all high. No.
I mean, that could be a legitimate thing that you could tell me and I would write it in my
They're
notebook.
all wearing medieval suits of armor.
Oh
except
my
for
gosh,
one who
that
was
would be
dressed like a
incredible.
barbarian.
That would be incredible.
No. No, they're
Oh,
all
it's a LARP
dressed. I tried to cast a resurrection spell on the body, but that made the cops really mad. Have you guys seen that video?
no.
I think
Oh
I
my
have,
goodness.
actually.
It's pretty much this LARP group finds a.
Oh,
I hope it's a
have.
skit.
Yes, yes.
Now
But I
that-
think it's on the
now that my
news, and
friend
they
had told us.
they threw glitter on a dead body to resurrect it, and it was a
Oh.
police, like, investigation. And he's like, yeah, I probably should have realized it when the head was missing. Like, I'm 90% sure it's a skit. The other part of me is like, that
guys
I would
10%
hope
might be.
hope.
so, but
Yeah.
in
That's
today's
like
day and
the
age, who
Modern
knows?
reality, yeah.
Yeah.
That 10% I just hope is like, yes, please be real. But no, they're all kind of dressed in kind of like jeans, like hiking boots, like flannels, just to, or like t-shirts. It's kind of definitely what would be considered active wear. They're all well. Their clothes, like, yeah, you can tell they were walking, but they're all like tucked in and cleaned and stuff. Their hair, like maybe like it's not all men, but it's a group, like almost like a 50-50 split of men and women who like they don't look like they've been walking in the woods. Like they don't look like they've been sweating or just tired or anything. They just like, okay, they came out. The only evidence that they have been in the woods is that like the bottom of their shoes have like some mud and maybe the bottom of their pants like is the part that has like some mud or dust on it.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else seems pretty clean. But they're all kind of just sitting there talking amongst each other, all kind of ordering. Like all the men are clean shaven, and just like all of them are very well groomed. But throughout all this, you guys are looking, and David, you are like you're holding your Guinness, and you are going like it. You look down, and it seems like the Guinness like inside the cup is like doing the Jurassic Park shaking. Hold on. This music is a little bit too high beat for what's gonna happen. Just to get us in the mood, as you guys hear like the heavy footsteps towards the door, and it's you guys all hear it and it seems that even the people get a little bit quiet as the door kind of slowly creaks open, and this like giant of a man has to like crouch down to step in and pretty much has to like contort his body a little bit to get into the entrance. As he fits in, you guys see a bald, dark-skinned man who is built like a rock. He pretty much has like this piercing kind of green eyes looking around, and has pretty much he has a beard. It's very well kept. The other thing that you guys notice is that his right arm, from the elbow down, his shirt is tied off, that he's missing his right arm. As he kind of sits in there and just breathes in, just slowly, like, and it's like he's demanding a presence as he steps in. And he looks around, he looks at you guys, and just seems to linger a little bit more on David before kind of turning back, and he looks around, and then you hear kind of in the back, "Brother Billy, we got a chair for you here." And we'll stop there.
Well then.
Knew it. I knew it.
It's probably not good.
That's definitely not good, because David would know this name.
Yeah,
David would know this name very well.
I knew that's who it was. As soon as you said there was a giant man here.
I was debating between one of the, and especially the missing right arm too, but it's debating there or the Matthias Trilburn.
Matthias isn't tall. He's more average height. But yeah. But anyway.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
With that, which is real fun because these guys can only do one episode.
I know, so we I know what's gonna happen.
So, thank you everyone for watching, listening, or whatever. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.